You know, working in the theater box office can be quite an experience.
Howdy, ma'am.
Each day you come in contact with a seemingly endless stream of people whom you've never met before and whom you know nothing about.
2 tickets, please.
In fact, all you know about each customer is what you observe during your short interaction with them. There's no time for anything else. And for those customers on the other side of this glass, there's no difference. They have one moment, hopefully a brief one, in which they make their ticket transaction with you. And in that moment, they'll get their all-important first impression of this AMC theater. It's up to you to make sure it's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, the truth is that even though you may think that you've been hired to sell tickets, you're really a goodwill ambassador of sorts for AMC. I mean, think about it. When you go into a restaurant or a store, or even if you're a student entering a classroom for the very first time, that feeling that you get from the first person you interact with tends to stay with you, regardless of whatever else happens.
You might say it sets the tone for the entire visit. If the first person our guest sees is pleasant, friendly, and helpful, then they probably expect their entire visit to be a positive one. But if you come off non-caring, unfriendly, distant, or just downright weird, then it's going to make everyone else's job at the theater that much harder. And our guest may decide to visit another theater the next time around.
So the bottom line here, folks, is that although we're in the business of showing films, we are also very much in the business of customer service. And that service starts with you and how you deal with the public right here at our starting point, the box office. Now, before the first guest arrives at the theater, it's your responsibility to make sure that the box office is neat, organized, and clean, and that all the information we're providing for customers is correct. Check the ads, the phone recordings, and the marquees against the show schedule to make sure they're accurate. Be aware of any special showings or circumstances for that day. And you should have a synopsis and a newspaper ad for our guests to read, should they have any questions about a film. Of course, one area that really needs your attention is the cash. Now remember to always count your cash before starting your shift. The amount you are given must balance against the receipts and transactions during your shift. You're also responsible for making sure that passes, exchange coupons, gift certificates, credit cards, and movie watcher transactions are accounted for.
Okay, so now you're ready to greet the public. Or are you? Remember that one brief moment we talked about earlier? Well, you're about to have several hundred of those over the next few hours. And each one of them is your chance to let the guests know that we're glad they've chosen AMC to see today's movie. It begins with eye contact and a smile.
Hello, welcome to AMC. May I help you?
It's important to always repeat the transaction and to leave the cash you're given within view until everything's completed. Also, if the bill is larger than a 20, examine it quickly and discreetly to make sure it's not counterfeit. Generally, any bill dated after 1990 will have a metallic strip woven into the bill, like this one. Your manager or supervisor will have other tips on detecting counterfeit bills.
Here's 7, 8, 9, 10, 30, and 50. Enjoy your show.
Thank you.
The theater business is primarily a cash business. Therefore, safety and security should always be at the forefront of your mind. Always be aware of the following 3 safety tips. 1. Never count cash in public view. 2. Use the large bill drop slot if you have one. And 3. No one other than designated individuals should be allowed in the box office.
That'll be $7.
In addition to cash, you will also receive credit cards. While a pleasant attitude is always important at the box office, a credit card transaction allows you to learn a customer's name. What better way to employ one of our 6 F's of customer service than right here and call our guest by their name?
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Here's your ticket, your receipt, and enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure to follow your theater's specific policies for dealing with cards that get declined. Now, let's talk about Speed.
Speed? Oh, what a movie. Sandra Bullock, it's terrific. Is it playing here? That whole bus scene was terrific. Keanu Reeves, I can do with that.
No, not that Speed. This Speed. We may not know a lot about our guests in the time we sell them their tickets, but we do know one thing. They want their tickets fast. And of course, the first letter of the word fast is F. One way to speed things up is when a patron may not be aware that a particular line is open, you can let them know by politely making an announcement.
There are 2 lines open to serve you.
Hi, welcome to AMC.
Something else that slows down lines is when a customer you've just helped doesn't move far enough away from the counter to let someone else come forward. By making eye contact with the next person in line and offering to help them, you can move things along at a faster pace. Now, if a show is sold out, be sure to suggest another feature for that guest. Also, communicate to the others in line through signs and announcements which shows are sold out.
And keep in touch with the ushers. They need to be seating those shows. Everyone on the AMC team needs to know what's going on so we can best serve our guests.
There you go. And by the way, the line for that film is forming on your right once you enter the building. You'll see it. And seating should start in about 5 minutes, which gives you plenty of time to visit our concession stand, okay? Enjoy the movie.
Now this device, I think we're all familiar with, right? Okay. Oh, I'll get it. It's probably my agent.
Yeah, or one of my many fans. Hello. Really? I may already be a winner.
Now, if the theater hasn't opened yet, no problem. The caller should receive the same courteous service that people in line receive, and all calls should be answered within 3 rings. But what about when the phone's ringing and you're sort of busy? If you don't handle things correctly, a 3-ring circus is what you're likely to have on your hands.
Okay, that'll be $7.50. Excuse me, please. Hello, thank you for calling AMC Springdale 30. This is Kathy. Can you please hold?
After completing the current transaction,
Okay.
go back to the phone and quickly help the caller, or else find someone who can. And keep tabs to make sure that the caller is taken care of, so they don't sit waiting on hold and have a frustrating experience
holding.
before they even get to the theater. Okay, my little co-host, how old are you?
Sounds good.
You see that, folks? Thank you very much for illustrating my point exactly. You see, most of us, some more than others, do not like being asked about our age. So at AMC, we try to tactfully handle this issue. Basically, our policy is that if someone is seeking reduced price tickets, be it seniors or students, then they'll ask for them, and that's what we sell them. Don't ask someone to prove that they're a senior. And should a request be made for a student ticket, you may need to ask for a student ID. Check with your manager for your theater's specific guidelines. Okay, now a word about tickets. Rule number 1 is that everyone who enters the theater has one. That means people with passes, on-camera hosts, anybody. Secondly, tickets cannot be resold. In other words, if you have a refund or overpunch, these tickets can't be sold to someone else. And if those customers choose to see another show, hey, they'll need tickets for that one.
Now, some customers at your window will be movie watchers. This is a program unique to AMC that rewards customers for their patronage with free popcorn, drinks, even free movies. It's like a frequent flyer program for moviegoers. Your manager or supervisor will completely explain how the point system works and how it affects your duties at the box office.
Finally, when it's time to close up for the night, be sure to leave your station as clean as when you started. Also, secure the ticket stock and change all the marquees to reflect the times for the next day's shows. Once you've turned in your cash and receipts and completed all of your additional responsibilities, the manager will give you the okay to clock out.
So there you have it, the starting point for people when they come to an AMC theater, the box office, and how you deal with phone calls, lines, age restrictions, discounts, credit cards, and the Movie Watcher program will determine whether our guests have a positive first impression.
Well, it's back to the idea of expectations. People should expect to have a good time at our theater. And you, as a vital part of the AMC team, are expected to make sure that they do. Oh, I'll get it.
Oh, another big contest you've entered?
Yeah, he's right here.
For me? Hello. I won!